Google Talk with Sister BK Shivani. Welcome, Sister Shivani. We are very grateful to have you here. And the topic we'll be covering today is the practice of well-being at workplace during this pandemic time. About Sister Shivani, she's Brahma Kumari Shivani, also known as BK Shivani. She has been a practitioner and a teacher of Raja Yoga meditation that's at the heart of teachings of Brahma Kumari spiritual organization since 1996. Her widely popular television show aims at self-transformation, Awakening with Brahma Kumaris, that has been on air since 2007 with over 2,000 episodes. It has empowered individuals from all walks of life in many countries of the world. BK Shivani's TV show, Happiness Unlimited, was adapted into a book of the same name, which reached the Amazon Best Reads list in India and is one of the #1 bestsellers in the religious and spiritual category. Her second book, Being Love, was released last year. In March 2019, BK Shivani was awarded the prestigious Nari Shakti Puraskar, the highest civilian honor for women in India, for her role in transforming human behaviors. The award was conferred by His Excellency President Ramnath Kovind. So, welcome on to the show, Sister Shivani.
Om
I'm very
Shanti.
happy to have you here.
Om Shanti. Greetings of peace from the Brahma Kumaris. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Shivani. So, to start with, what do you think about the whole notion of mental well-being during this current pandemic? How do we even take care of our mental well-being when everything else around us is falling apart?
Even if we look at the situations before COVID, which means if it is in 2019, even then, I think as a society, we had started talking about mental wellness because we saw mental health issues on the rise. And then came COVID in 2020, March onwards, the figures just rose. And anxiety, panic attacks, depression symptoms, hugely on the rise. Now, if we think about it today, most of us here right now will say, I have no mental health issue, you know? So I'm mentally fine. I don't have an issue. But then that's what is the case with everybody. But then suddenly some situation or some trigger or sometimes no trigger at all, and we start feeling low. It's okay if we feel low once in a while, but if we start feeling low and lack of enthusiasm for over 10, 15 days, and we're not able to come out of it or bring ourselves out of it, which means we're initially experiencing the symptom of depression. And sometimes we don't even come to know about it. So now our priority is that we don't want to reach to a mental health issue. We don't want to go there. So one is, okay, if I have a mental health issue, it can be treated. We all know that. But what can I take care so that I don't go to a mental health issue? So, the prevention of a mental health issue. So prevention of mental health issue is focusing on emotional health. Emotional health. So one is physical health, which we all take very good care of. One is mental health, which we are now aware of. But the third is emotional health. So we just need to check if I am emotionally fit. So which we call also as emotional quotient in the industry, or we call it emotional stamina. Today, people are calling it emotional immunity system because we're all focused on our immunity system of the mind and the body both. So when we talk about EQ, the emotional quotient or the emotional intelligence, that is a good emotional health. So what would be a good emotional health would be where most of the normal emotions, which we called normal today, which is like stress, anxiety, fear, criticism, comparison, jealousy, hurt, rejection, most of these emotions create a discomfort here. We can experience it. We are not happy when we are experiencing those emotions. They also create a discomfort in the body. So these emotions, which are uncomfortable emotions, are not good emotional health. They are not good emotional health. So what is good emotional health? Calm, peace, power, emotional power, gratitude, sharing, caring, compassion, empathy. This is all emotional health. So if we practice simple lifestyle habits and we take care that most of the time we are on the emotional health level. most of the time, not once in a while. We're all there sometimes, but we have to check which side am I most of the time, on the lower vibration of stress, anxiety, fear, worry, or on the higher vibration of gratitude, compassion, empathy. If I'm most of the time on a higher emotional health level, then even if there is a crisis in my life, I will face it with ease because my emotional fitness, my emotional stamina is high. Then the chances of me shifting or tipping off to a mental health issue are almost as good as none. As good as none. So we just need to take care of emotional well being. Mental well being will be taken care of, and physical well being will also be protected to a large extent. And also social well being, because our relationships are also beautiful when we are at a higher vibrational energy here. And of course, we'll do great at work.
Oh, fantastic. So, talking about emotions, I always wonder it will be a great superpower to have to say that, okay, this time I have a lot of hectic activities. I want to feel energetic and creative and peaceful.
Yeah,
This time I want to meeting with friends. I want to have, feeling of friendliness, laughter and
true.
everything.
Yeah,
But I have no control over the emotions that come in any time. So it seems at least. And
right.
why do we feel what we feel in general? How do
Okay,
these emotions come
beautiful.
into us?
Yeah, beautiful. Because this is the most important realization. And once we get this right, life suddenly comes back into our control because life is here. Over here, a lot of things are not in our control. There are two worlds, the outer world. The outer world is my situations throughout the day, the people, people's behavior, my work, even my body health. Even the health of my body is the outer world. The inner world is here, my intentions, my memories, my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions. So now just put both these worlds before you, the inner world and the outer world. We are living our life believing that this inner world is dependent on the outer world. So, like you said, I don't think I have a control over the emotions that I create. So, who creates the emotions? So, we thought it's happening because of the situations and people. And we're not talking during COVID, we're talking even before COVID. And we will be talking this after COVID also. So if we check our inner vocabulary, our inner conversation, every time we are a little disturbed, and if someone had to ask us, why are you angry? Why are you irritated? Why are you feeling low? Or even, why are you so happy today? There was always something outside. So I'm angry because of, I'm happy because of, I'm upset because of. So every time I'm saying that whatever is happening here is because of something here. You see, this is such a big illusion. And because of this illusion, we are normally creating the lower vibrational emotions when situations are not perfect and people's behavior are not perfect. And while we were living our life like this, came COVID, and we said fear and anxiety is normal, and it's been more than a year and we're living in fear and anxiety. If the human mind creates fear and anxiety for over a year, we won't be able to handle it, and the body will definitely not be able to handle it. So let's get the equation right. Stress is equal to pressure divided by resilience. This is what we learned in school. Stress is equal to pressure divided by resilience. Pressure is the situation. So, yes, there is a pressure, but that's the numerator. Now, that can be a situation which is as simple as I'm stuck in traffic, late for a flight. That's a pressure. For a child, it could be an exam, or pressure can be today's COVID is a pressure. Even someone leaving, someone from the family has left their body. It's the highest numerator of our life, but that's also a numerator. The coping skill, the inner power, that's the resilience, the inner resilience. So, stress is not equal to pressure. Stress is equal to pressure divided by resilience. We have ignored the denominator. Same situation, different people respond differently, but the stimulus is the same. Why is the response different? Because the stimulus is not creating the response. I am the creator of the response. So just bring on the screen of your mind someone who didn't behave the right way today, and I reacted, and just look at the scene and rewind. And if this same scene comes tomorrow, if this same person behaves wrongly tomorrow, can I respond a different way? And just sit back, close your eyes, and you will see so many options of being able to respond a different way. It's because I am the creator of my response. So every day, because we need to shift from a life of blaming the world for how I'm feeling to taking personal responsibility that the world is what the world is, but the inner world is completely my creation. So we need to remind ourselves every day I am the creator of my every thought, every feeling, every word, every behavior. This is an affirmation. I have to remind myself every day I am the creator of my every thought, every feeling, every word, every behavior in response to the situation. In response to the situation. And we've all experienced this. Same situation, one person will react, can shout in that situation. Another person can get a little irritated. A third person can be cool. It's okay. They did what they did. I'll tell them the right way. A fourth person can be absolutely indifferent and I don't care what they did. And the fifth person can go up to them, talk to them, understand them, empathize. There are so many options to one stimulus. So all these options are here. So let's change our vocabulary today that I don't know who creates my emotions, and let's change it to I am the creator of my every thought and feeling, and I choose which one to create. So now, stuck in the traffic jam, choose which one to create. Instead of saying, of course, I'm stuck, so obviously I'll get irritated. It's not obvious, it's a choice. And I need to make the right choices so that I'm emotionally healthy and thereby mentally always healthy. So it's all about making the right choices as terms of responses to every situation and every person's behavior in life. That's emotional well being.
Wow, this is one of the most profoundly empowering things I have heard. So I don't have anything else to blame in the universe because I am
You
creator
know,
of all my state
brother,
of mind.
I'll really tell you, it's amazing power once we start using it. Because literally, we've lived our life like a victim. We lived our life like a victim, blaming everything for how we are feeling. And now what happens? Even if we get angry or irritated, it doesn't matter. But we don't say it's because of them. It's not because of them. I know I created it. So I just have to take a 10-second pause and I have to change that. So that's power. This is the amazing power that the human mind has. And if we start using it, then emotional, mental, physical health, relationships, work, everything will fall into place.
Wow, one superpower to handle every problem. Thank you, Sister Shivani. So, one, what do you think? Do you have any suggestions on? We have a very fast-paced lifestyle, and many of what you are suggesting needs some amount of introspection, taking a step back, observing ourselves, observing state of mind, and putting the right affirmation, right, uh, evaluating our feelings and everything. So, given our very hectic lifestyle, uh, when we are juggling too many things every day, how do you suggest what kind of lifestyle habits can we imbibe where it becomes like a natural practice of day to day as opposed to a forced thing we have to do for a certain period of time?
Oh, yes, definitely. One thing also, this illusion that we have a very hectic, fast paced life. We're always short of time. So you see, if there's one thing we're all short of, we are abundance in everything else in terms of wealth, in terms of resources. But if there's one thing that we're always short of, it's short of time. And we live like a victim with time and we say, I don't have time for myself. I don't have time for my family. I don't have time to like to do what I like to do. So we need to ask ourselves, how come I'm always short of time? Where is all my time going? It's very simple. If we look at it at a physical level, okay, let's first look at it physical level, then it's very easy to understand at the level of the mind. My body has a certain stamina, okay? One, if my body is weak, just visualize one day I'm physically unwell, my body is weak, everything I do is going to take longer, right? Everything is going to take longer. Even simple thing like waking up in the morning and going to brush my teeth is going to take a few seconds longer than what it would take on a normal day where I could just quick jump out and reach there because the body is weak. Then getting up, getting ready, doing everything will slow down. then if I'm even weaker than that, I may not even be able to do everything on my own. That means I will become physically dependent. I will need someone's help, hold my hand, help me to change, do everything. This is all happening when I'm physically weak. When I'm physically fit, I do everything on my own and I can do it very fast. So it's not that we have less time. It is just that probably we are not emotionally as fit as we have the capacity to be. And if we are emotionally dependent, thinking that everything outside should be perfect for me to be calm, then, anyways, a life of dependency will always be slowed down. Physical dependency will slow down my life. I will ask someone, please come, give me a glass of milk. Okay, now someone give me breakfast, someone hold me, take me to the room. Life will be on a very slow mode. But if I could do everything on my own and I'm physically fit, I will finish all that in less than half the time that I would take otherwise. So, one illusion again we need to change. It's not that we are short of time. We're not short of time. It's just that we are not very energetic here. That's it. So, it's not the time which has to change, it has the emotional strength that I need to build up. One, I'm shifting from emotional dependence to becoming emotionally independent. That itself is going to save a lot of energy. Throughout the day, being a victim to the world, it slows down because when I'm stressed, I allow myself to be stressed. When I'm worried, I allow myself to worry because I think when that situation changes, then my worry will go away. If I'm working with a worried mind, think about it. What will happen to my efficiency? If I'm working with a worried mind, if I drive with a worried mind, my driving skills will change. It will change the way I will drive my car. So everything outside depends on the state of mind. So let's draw a picture on the screen of our mind. The mind is the seed, and the rest is the tree of our life. The mind is the seed, the rest is the tree of our life, the body, the work, the relationships, like that. And the tree gets bigger and bigger. But the seed, but the seed is not visible to anybody. So even if you walk into a garden, you're never going to say, how powerful is the seed? We never ever think and speak about the seed. We only talk about the beautiful flowers, we talk about the fruits. Nobody talks about the seed because it's something which is not visible. Look at a house. Nobody talks about the foundation. Oh, what a powerful foundation. Nobody talks about it. So, what a beautiful house. What lovely furniture. What pretty curtains. So, what happens? The world is focused only on what is visible and not what is not visible. So, even we started focusing only on what is visible and we did not take care of what is not visible. So, first thing is we put it on our priority. We first prioritize, why do I need to take care of my mind? To remember, it's the seed of my life. And the quality of the seed will decide the quality of every flower, leaf, fruit on this huge tree of my life. So my seed is important. It takes only few minutes to water the seed. But if I had to wash every fruit and flower, it will take the whole day and still I will not complete the tree. Then I'm short of time. Then I'm always short of time because I'm trying to wash every leaf and flower. So one, I prioritize taking care of the mind. Second, simple lifestyle habits. These are such simple lifestyle habits that little kids can start doing it from today. First habit that we need to take care of is our sleep cycle. Our sleep cycle
Oh,
has a
yeah.
deep impact on our emotional and mental health. So another reason why mental health issues are on the rise is because of our sleep cycle. A huge population is sleep deprived. We sleep enough, but we are sleep deprived, which means we sleep the required number of hours, but we don't sleep right. We're not sleeping right. What is the sign whether I'm sleeping right? If I'm sleeping right, I should be able to wake up on my own. I should not need an alarm to wake up in the morning, and definitely not press the snooze button and want to sleep for another 10 minutes after 6 or 7 hours of sleep. Most of us feel like sleeping more after we've slept. And now, this is a question to myself. If I've slept my 6, 7 hours, why am I not fresh and energetic to wake up? Why do I feel like sleeping a little more? Because I did not sleep right. So, to sleep right, what do I have to do? One, I need to sleep early. Remember in school, we were taught early to bed, early to rise makes a person healthy, wealthy, wise. So let's go back to that healthy, wealthy, wise sleep cycle. It's about sleeping early and then naturally waking up early. Don't focus on the waking up early. We all say, I want to wake up early, I want to wake up early. Don't have to do anything, just sleep early. Sleep early. Waking up will be automatically taken care of. So aim to sleep by 9:30, 10. That's the time we should be asleep. Now, that's the sleeping time. If I sleep by 9:30, 10, I will automatically wake up between 4 and 5. It's the highest vibrational time. It's the highest vibrational time is for 4:30. Highest creativity, intuitive power. The best time to study. And the best time, if you want to have any new idea, is to wake up between 4 and 5. And that's why today we have the 5 a.m. leadership clubs that leaders need to wake up early. But for that, they need to sleep early. Now, how to sleep right? Just before going to sleep, at least for 2 hours before we sleep, we need to disconnect from work. This is very important.
And
Why
very
we're
difficult.
not sleeping? No, let's not call it difficult. We're not going to call anything difficult today because, see, it's a cycle. If I continue working till 9, 9:30, or if I just simply check my emails and messages till I go to sleep. So it's like you give somebody an email, you tell them you read this email, okay, now you go to sleep. But the person just read an email. The person just read some task, and then only the body sleeps. The mind doesn't sleep. So, a big reason is that we are scanning our communication, work communication, just before we go to sleep. The mind is in the beta plus stage during the day. When we go to sleep, it has to go to alpha, theta, delta. But if I am in beta plus stage when I lie down, it does not go into the alpha theta stage quickly because I'm just thinking and thinking and thinking. And that's why people are taking substances and all sorts of things just to go to sleep. So, at least, if not 2 hours, 1 hour. But 1 hour is a must. That 1 hour before work, before sleeping, I need to disconnect from work. So, my mind starts slowing down, slowing down. Now, disconnect from work, disconnect from all other content consumption, which means the world news, any movies, any serials, anything which sets your mind into the beta stage again, which means into the activity stage, is not good in the last hour. Last hour is for slowing down the mind, read a good book, listen to music, spend time with family, do something that you would like to do. Sometimes do nothing. That's also very good, just to do nothing. So, anything which is energizing for the last hour. Then, at least 15 minutes before you go to sleep, consume some very pure positive content. What we watch, read, and listen is our emotional diet. This is a very important equation. What I watch, what I read, and what I listen is my emotional diet, which means my thoughts are based on what I watch, what I read, what I listen. If I watch lust, anger, greed, ego, stress, worry, criticism just before I go to sleep, then that's what's going to go on in the night. And when that's what goes on in the night, I need more number of hours to sleep. If I sleep right, I will need lesser number of hours to sleep. Like doctors tell us, eat your dinner early so that you finish your digestion before you go to sleep. Don't allow digestion to happen during sleep. Finish your digestion and then go to sleep. Similarly, consume all the content that you want to consume 2 hours before you sleep. Digest all that content before you go to sleep. Don't keep your sleep for digesting all that content that you have consumed just before. It's the same for the mind and for the body. If the digestion of the food and the digestion of the content has happened before we go to sleep, then the sleep is very powerful. Deep sleep, lesser number of hours, we will wake up early and we will wake up very energized. And we will need no morning alarm. We will wake up very energized, very creative, very intuitive. Just before going to sleep, check the day. If there's any burden on the mind, write it out. Do not carry any troubled emotions to bed. It has to be resolved. So counsel yourself before you sleep. If you practice meditation, please meditate for a few minutes before you sleep. So you take your mind to the highest vibration and then go to sleep. Less sleep. You are directly going to save minimum 2 hours. So those 2 hours in the night, which you disconnected from work, you're not going to lose on those 2 hours. You're going to get those additional 2 hours in the morning, but you're also going to get a very creative, intuitive mind to address those work issues in the morning. So it's a completely different way of working. So the sleep is very important. Then the first thing when we wake up, the morning. Now, since the time we have phones, we all have our phones next to us before we go to sleep. That's one thing which a lifestyle habit which we need to change. Try and make your rooms, which means a room where you sleep has no gadgets. No gadgets at all. Keep them all into another room or into a cupboard so that you don't have Wi Fi, iPads, laptops, phones in your room around you when you're sleeping. It's not good here. It's not good. Second, when you wake up with your half eyes open, don't look at the phone. Don't look at the phone as the first thing in the morning. When we wake up in the morning, the mind is like a blotting paper, absolutely clean. Whatever I put onto the mind there, it's going to go here, deep down into the subconscious. That's not the time to check what happened in the world, what happened on my emails or work communication. Our organization is not expecting us to be at work at 5 o'clock in the morning. If there's a crisis, they will tell us. Apart from that, I don't need to scan all that. I can scan after 6 o'clock, and I don't need to check my social media handles at 4 or 5 in the morning. So I can easily be 1 hour without the phone in the morning. If anybody starts this simple practice, 1 hour without technology in the morning, without technology means without consuming any content which is not needed first hour in the morning, we are going to be emotionally very strong, very strong. First, at least 20 minutes we should spend in meditation, so we are charging the battery here. Visualize this like a battery. You know, we all charge our phones, laptops before we leave for work. We need to energize, charge the mind before we leave for work in the morning. So 20 minutes of meditation. If we have not learned how to meditate, to begin with, we can do a few affirmations. So, which we will see today, what affirmations we can do, especially for the current time. Affirmation means we take a thought and we say it many times in the day. It's an affirmation. And we all do affirmations, but we do many negative affirmations. You know, simple like, we don't have enough time, I'm busy. This is also an affirmation. We say this many times in the day. So we will consciously create positive affirmations, which we will do today at the end of the program. And when I wake up, I meditate. If I don't know how to meditate, I can start with affirmations. Power of affirmation plus power of visualization to manifest a destiny which you want. We can manifest what we want using power of affirmations and visualizations. So a few minutes for that. And second, at least 20 minutes. And this we should keep compulsory now. At least 20 minutes of a healthy emotional diet, which means consuming content of who I want to become. So if I want to become calm and peaceful, I consume positive content. So content of acceptance, content of gratitude, content of cooperation, caring and sharing. This is all content. So this is where spirituality comes in. So at least 23 minutes of spiritual study or just self-transformational book or a positive video, anything. Choose anything. But please give your mind a healthy emotional diet at the beginning of the day. This was always necessary, but now, COVID times, this is not necessary. It should be mandatory. It's mandatory for the mind. The mind will not be able to take this for very long unless we start giving it something to make it stronger. So at least 20-25 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the night. These two little times are needed for a good emotional diet. And begin your morning with gratitude. The first thought of the morning is very important. First thought, eyes not even open. First thought, gratitude to the supreme power. Second, gratitude to my mind and body. You know, it's these two because of which I'm able to do everything that I do. Gratitude to people, everyone I live with, I work with, my friends. and gratitude to my work. Gratitude to my work. I should have so much gratitude to my work and gratitude to nature. So, 5 thoughts of gratitude first thing in the morning. Tune my mind to a frequency of gratitude. During the day, I I automatically start appreciating and accepting things more easily because in the morning I was grateful for it rather than saying this is not right, that one is not right, this is not. So I tuned my mind to a frequency of gratitude. So gratitude, affirmations, and then that positive emotional diet, and half an hour for our physical health. Simple. So that 1 hour of self care. This self care is compulsory. Now it's compulsory. You know, a few years back, the World Physician Association, they changed the oath of the doctors. And this, because the doctor's oath is always about taking care of people. But they changed it and they said, doctor, first take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you will suffer from compassion fatigue. No compassion. So it's the same thing. When the oxygen mask falls down, we have to put it first to ourselves. These are those turbulent times. These are turbulent times. And so early morning, please put the oxygen mask on the self, not for the body. The oxygen mask means first energize the self, then the rest of the day take care of everyone. Everyone.
Yeah,
Now,
as they
whatever,
say,
yes,
I was saying, as they say, only a lit lamp can light others.
absolutely, absolutely. So beautiful. And then during the day, what we do, whatever we studied in the morning, we take care that we are responding to every situation through that what I studied in the morning. You know, like in the morning, suppose we send messages to each other about forgiveness, about gratitude. We like those messages, so we forward it to everybody. But now implementing it during the day. So responding with forgiveness when somebody has made a mistake. We can't just eat it, we have to digest it during the day, which means implement what I have studied. Then it becomes my power. And at the Brahma Kumaris, we have a very beautiful system which is called traffic control of the mind. Every 59 minutes, which means every hour, we pause for a minute. We have a little app where a music plays for 60 seconds every hour, and we just sit in silence. Take a pause of 1 minute, again the affirmation, or again reminding what I studied in the morning, and I again set my mind to that right way of thinking. So, this 1 minute silence is amazing power. It's amazing. And we can never say that I don't have 1 minute. You know, we always will have 1 minute. We're never short of 1 minute. Every meeting we start with a 1 minute silence. Every meeting we end with a 1 minute silence. 1 minute silence means creating those right thoughts in the silence. So these little simple lifestyle habits, very simple, very, very simple, and keeps this mind in that higher vibrational state. And another thing which everyone can experiment with is a vegetarian diet. Because what we eat, you know, we've always heard we are what we eat. I am what I eat. Is not that my body is what I eat, it is I am what I eat. So let's consume a diet which is a high vibrational diet, not a diet which has someone's pain in it. Animal in a slaughterhouse is a vibration of hurt, hatred, fear, anger, then violence, then death. It's not proteins only, it's proteins with those vibrations. And that's not good for our mind and body. So, this is an experiment, but experiment with the vegetarian diet, and you will see an amazing difference in the lightness of how the mind and the body both feels. So, these two, three little things have a deep impact on our emotion. It becomes natural to create the right feelings and emotions.
Yeah, I have felt I'm a vegetarian, and even within vegetarian diet, I feel there's a big range.
Yes, yes,
Like,
of course.
yeah, if I eat like a very heavy pizza, cheese pizza, I cannot
Yes.
even wake up the next morning in time.
Yes. So that's a simple experience. So that's vegetarian, but it's the heavier vegetarian, right? So
Yeah.
it's so what about a non-vegetarian? That's going to a heavier one again there. So the sattvic, what we call the higher vibrational food, is very light food, a lot of raw food, and when we cook food also, very light. You know, very light, not that it is all, and we, as far as possible, we don't eat out. Home cooked food, Home cooked food created in a very high vibrational state, because when we are cooking the food, the state of mind of the person cooking the food has a deep impact on the minds of the people who are going to eat that food. So the food has to be cooked in a very, very calm, peaceful, happy mind for those to, all who are going to eat to be happy and calm and peaceful.
And if we travel outside, some of us have to travel for work or personal needs. And if you have to eat outside food, is there anything we can do something by taking the food with maybe with gratefulness? How do we
Sure.
change the emotional content of the food?
Yes, well, this is something we do even at home, but we definitely do it outside. Because, see, suppose somebody is cooking and I've just ordered something, let's say, and someone's cooking, maybe they just got a phone call from home, someone's not well, they are worried. It's natural for them to worry that time, and they are cooking our food. They don't know, but that's an emotional ingredient that's going into the food. So now, when that plate comes before me, I will take a 5-second pause. Again, something we were taught as children to pray before we eat. We were all taught to pray before we eat. But how many of us are praying before we eat today? So, what we would do is take that 5-second pause, connect to the higher power, say your gratitude, and then say your affirmations into the food. If I say my affirmations into my food and also even into my glass of water, tea, and coffee, because water absorbs vibrations. We can all search and study this. It's a very powerful thing. It's water memory. Water memory. Water absorbs vibrations. So, you're just sitting and chatting and talking about here and there, and there's water before you. It will absorb your vibrations. The water of the city today has so much pain and anxiety there. Don't just drink it. Take that 5-second pause and say your affirmations, and then energize your water and food, and then eat it. And another thing, no phone and TV while eating. No phone and TV while eating,
This
because
is
that
another thing our
distracts you.
parents said. This is another
Yes.
thing our parents said. Eat while you eat. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Mindful eating practices. Yes.
So fantastic, Sister Behan. So we start the day with gratefulness, quieten the mind with meditation, energize it with affirmations, and then we take care of the body with some exercise. And then throughout the day, we take small pauses in between to take a step back, reconnect with our inner state of being, and
Yes.
then implement what we uh, affirmed in the
Study.
morning.
Yes. Yes.
And this time is free because we have saved with the better quality of sleep. We have saved the time that we are going to use for it. And why before we going, I'm just summarizing everything you said for benefit
Yes.
of all of us. Before going to bed, we consume all the content, work, emotional things, everything couple of hours before, so that we go to bed on a clean slate with a few minutes of meditation and restful
And
sleep.
again, a little positive content just before we sleep. Because the content that is the last layer of information will then get processed. So if I feel positivity for 5-10 minutes before I sleep, then a lot of positivity is going to get processed for the next 6 hours. And the last thoughts before we sleep are our affirmations. These two times are very powerful to say our affirmations, first in the morning and last before we go to sleep. Should we do our affirmations right now? What affirmations we can do for ourselves?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Come
very
on with it.
simple thoughts. What is an affirmation? A thought which you want reality to become. We've all heard thoughts manifest. What does it mean? Anything I think repeatedly and I firmly believe, it will manifest. It will become my reality. So I need to think carefully because it's going to become my reality. So, just so that I'm consciously thinking the right thoughts, we write down a few affirmations. All of us can note these down today. And then we can use these for the next 2 months at least, till it becomes a reality. We will see them creating a change in us within 10 days. It will not take more than 10 days for a shift to start happening in us if we start doing the affirmation sincerely. Simple affirmation: I am a powerful being. First thought: I am a powerful being. Powerful means I don't react to situations and people. I'm powerful. I influence. I don't react. I'm not a victim. I'm a powerful being. Second, I'm calm and stable always. I'm calm and stable always. Opposite affirmation, stress is normal. I'm stressed. I'm stressed. We walk around saying, I'm very stressed. When we say it like this, we are making it our destiny. So, no using those lower vibrational words. I am calm and stable always. For the current scenario, I am fearless. I am fearless because there's a lot of fear which sometimes starts touching our emotional state. So I am fearless. Fourth, you can put anything that you want to change in your personality, put an affirmation that it's already happened. Suppose somebody wants to give up anger, they don't want to get angry and irritated, then they say, I'm happy always. I'm happy always, stable, happy always. Fourth, my body is perfect and healthy and will always be. This is actually a programming that happens here. So when I say my body is perfect and healthy and will always be, I am reprogramming my old thought, which was saying, what if this happens to me? COVID is everywhere. Is it in the flat next to me? It's in my neighbor, it's with my friend, it's everywhere. What if this happens to me? So we are not to create that thought. Taking care, yes. But creating a thought that what if it happens to me? No. So we create a thought, my body is perfect and healthy and will always be. God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around me. Visualize yourself protected with divine energy. Very, very important. Safe and secure. Draw that circle for your family also. It's very important. But there's a lot of anxiety. What if my children? What if? So draw that circle of protection around your family. Draw it around your organization. Very important to draw it around your organization. Then put an affirmation for your work that you have to decide. Depending on what you want to achieve in your work, you put an affirmation, it has already happened. You've already achieved that. That's the affirmation. Success is certain for me. Then put an affirmation about abundance. I have abundance, wealth, resources, and time. I have more than I need. So we are removing the programming of lack and reprogramming abundance. And then an affirmation for relationships. I accept people as they are. People accept me as I am. My relationships are strong foundation of respect and unity. So these are few affirmations. Then create an affirmation for the world right now, that the world is protected by God's blessings. That thing which had come on the planet is gone. It's finished. It's over. We have to think that. So 8-10 affirmations we create in the morning. I'm a powerful being. I'm calm and stable. I'm fearless, happy always. My body is perfect and healthy, will always be. God's power and blessings, circle of protection around me, circle of protection around my family, circle of protection around my work, affirmation for your target at work that it has already been achieved, and abundance, affirmation of abundance of time, money, resources, and affirmation of relationships. Acceptance is normal and natural. Now, 10 thoughts created in the morning, first thing, and visualize it as you're creating it. So give yourself 5 minutes and create this at least 5 times in the morning. At least 5 times we have to repeat it. So remember, as you're repeating it, it's getting programmed here. Yeah. Now, just before you go to sleep, last thought. Last thought. Close your eyes and say it like a little prayer. I'm powerful, I'm happy, I'm stable. Last thought. Same thought before every meal. So let your food absorb that affirmation. Same thoughts before every glass of water. Let the water absorb the affirmation. And every time you take that 1 minute pause, same thought. So on an average, we will repeat the affirmation about 10 to 12 times in a day. And if we repeat anything 10 to 12 times in a day, every day, nothing, absolutely nothing can stop it from manifesting. It has to manifest. It has to become a reality. It comes very natural, actually.
So many of us are programmers here. We program
Yes,
software.
I
So
know.
talking about
Yes,
programming our mind. So
yes,
at this point,
absolutely.
yeah, we have a lot of audience. Many of them may be eager to ask you questions. So please post your questions in the forum. And already we have some from Pooja Lutra. How to
Yeah.
deal with emotions when people close to us are getting corona and dying. and that too in multiple numbers.
One is if someone around you, or one is general because we know so many people, even if we don't know them personally, but we know the huge numbers. When there is a crisis, when there's a difficult situation, one is to do everything that we can do for people, which we are all doing. But one is to keep the vibration of the city, the house, the country higher, because higher vibrational energy is where healing will happen. Healing of the mind, healing of the body, the power of the doctors, all the healthcare professionals. Imagine they're working day in, day out with death, with crisis, and they have to continue this for another few months. They need so much power here. They don't have time to meditate. They don't have time. They're so fatigued by the time they reach home. Even if someone is not physically fatigued, emotional fatigue, seeing helplessness, not being able to give something, beds to people. There's so much helplessness. If we were doing it for them, which means if we were creating the right thoughts of power, of blessings, of compassion, of empathy, we've actually created a meditation which is for everyone who's going through COVID. Because they have to give healing affirmations to their mind and body. My lungs are perfect. My breathing is normal. My oxygen is 100. They have to say that to their body throughout. Then the mind radiates that energy. So we need to take care. So we can create, if we take care of our mind, we are serving the country and the world by radiating that higher vibrational energy for them. Now, if someone has left, which means death, a soul has left the body in so much pain without having met their family before they left suddenly. They were not prepared for this, and neither was the family. But even the soul, after they leave the body, they are not in a very peaceful state. We all say RIP, rest in peace. By writing RIP, they will not be in peace like that. We need to radiate peace for them, which means we need to create the right thoughts for them, the thoughts of letting them go, saying, you move forward, we will take care of ourselves, we will take care of the family, you don't worry about us. And then pray and meditate for them to be able to go forward in a very peaceful manner, because their next destiny is going to start. But if we say, how could you go? I could not meet you. I was not able to take care of you. If we create guilt and hurt like this, then we are actually trying to pull the soul back with our pain. And that's not good. That's not good for any soul which is moving forward. So, having a calm and stable mind is the most important thing in this present scenario. And one more way by which we can do that: take care of what content we consume. Repeated exposure to visuals, whether it's on the news or whether it's on the social media platforms, repeatedly watching those visuals is having a very deep impact on the mind. It is for the people who have the role, but for the rest of us, we should not keep seeing it repeatedly, because what I see is what I think, and then that's what I radiate. So we really need to take care and always remember the equation: what I watch, read, listen is who I become. I need to radiate peace. And even before COVID or after COVID, we need to take care of our emotional diet. If I want to be emotional healthy, first criteria: emotional diet, the content I consume. If I consume ego, lust, greed, jealousy, anger, nothing can stop me from becoming that. So restrict, be very strict, and at least half an hour consume pure, powerful, positive content.
Thank you, Sister Shivani. Another question from Polak Jain. How to become emotionally independent? I think it's similar to the previous one.
Yes.
Increase the emotional resilience and independence.
Yes, simple is one, to know that you are emotionally independent. Earlier we didn't know, so we kept blaming situations and people. And second is just start this lifestyle, which means just start taking, it's like if I'm physically unwell, I'm dependent. How to become physically independent? Eat well, exercise a little every day. Within a week, my physical stamina will build up, and then somebody will come to hold my hand. I'll say, no, no, I don't need you now. Now I can walk on my own, but I need to take a good diet for that. I need to exercise. So, meditation, affirmation is the exercise, and that morning healthy emotional diet, these two things I start taking, your stamina will start building up. Within 10 days, within 10 to 15 days, you will see that someone said something or did something and you didn't react. You didn't react like you normally do. You responded, but you didn't react. And you're going to ask yourself, how did I do this? You don't have to do it, it automatically happens. You don't have to make your body healthy, you just have to eat right. Similarly, just consume right content and meditate and affirmation, automatically emotional independence and emotional health.
Yeah, I can attest to it from some experiments I did on not
Very
watching
good.
news and being in
Yes.
positivity. We can perhaps take one more questions. Um, Karanpreet Singh, how should we connect well and understand our colleagues emotionally during these virtual times? We are all working from home, not seeing each other for more than a year now, while you are in a virtual meeting only these days.
Yes. Most important is we need to understand that, sometimes even if we were sitting next to each other, we could be emotionally very disconnected. We can sit there and we can say, I just don't understand what you are saying. And the other person says, even I am not understanding your perspective. And even if we understood it logically, we didn't accept it. So we said, oh, there was a misunderstanding, there was a miscommunication. All this was happening even when we were working together. So, understanding people doesn't necessarily mean we have to be physically in the same space to work. Understanding people means here we have to have a decluttered mind. When there's a lot of clutter here, and when my emotional strength is weak, I am not able to see the other person's perspective. I'm not able to empathize with what the other person is going through. I just react out of my own inner clutter that's going on. When your mind is calm, compassion and empathy is high. It's a simple thing. When your mind is calm and stable, compassion and empathy is going to be very high. Accepting people will be very easy, which means they will be different from you, their ways of working will be different, their behaviors will be different, but you will not react. You will accept advice, instruct, give disciplinary action, but not react because you're emotionally healthy. Emotionally healthy people don't react, they will accept but give advice. So, understanding people will be about who we are here. Relationships are not created here, relationships are created here. If I'm thinking right about somebody, my vibrations reach them. When my vibrations reach them, they start thinking the same way about me. Even if there was a conflict, it will get dissolved and there will be harmony because it's about vibrations we radiate to each other. So let's just think right for people, understand that some people may be a little different from what you were used to being with them earlier, but they are going through pain. There's something that's troubling their mind. So, current time, we have to understand. And another thing that a lot of people have been saying, of course, I don't know about your organization, I'm just talking general. A lot of people have been saying that working from home has been tougher than working from workplace. So, earlier in the first month of lockdown, we thought, oh, something that we were waiting for all our life, we got that we're going to work from home. But within a month, people started saying, this is not right. This is not what I can do. Simply because maybe we were not putting the clear time cuts. This is the time to start work and this is the time to stop work. If I do not do that, that means I do not have discipline in my life. So the organization, the team, the work culture has to be in a way which empathizes with the current situation of people and understands that their children are also at home, their spouse is also at home. Work, yes, we have to do a lot of work, but let's have very clear, defined work times. Work times. Not expect that just because people are at work, they can come on a meeting at 8 o'clock also, 9 o'clock in the evening also, and they can start if you expect people can be at work anytime and every time, then they are getting tired here. And when they get tired here, everything starts shaking outside there.
Yeah, gratefully at Google, we have very understanding policy around this.
Good.
Everyone
Yeah.
is empowered to set boundaries around their work schedule. Like, as you said, it takes some amount of self-discipline to fully
Yes.
practice that. Yeah. We have only 4 minutes left. Sister Swani, do you want to take us through some practical meditation or something as we close this so we can
Sure.
experientially feel the.
I'll just give a 1 minute answer to this question which came on the
Sure.
screen right now because it was very important. It's how to take care of our kids at this time. It's a very big issue of concern, especially because we are at home. Let's remember, if we practice uh, this kind of a lifestyle where we are taking care of our mind, our vibrations will be very calm and positive. Our children absorb our vibrations, our words. So if we are doing something which is right for the mind, it's automatically going to have an impact on their minds. But if I'm stressed and I'm anxious, then it's automatically going to have an impact on their mind. So just live right here, think right here, practice these simple habits. Your children are going to be energized and empowered. Emotional health vibrates from one person to the other. You can't give your physical health to other people, but emotional health vibrates to other people, not just to your kids. It vibrates to your team, it vibrates to your spouse. Lot of people benefit if one person takes care of their mind. And second is the content that's vibrating in the house. If you have all this kind of content, low vibrational content vibrating in the house, it's words, it's in the air, it's there, and even their mind is consuming that. So, remember earlier, 18 years and below, we were not allowed to even see some movies. They were so strict that time. Similarly, there's so much content in the house which is not right for your kids. Even if your kid is not watching it, it's in the energy of the house because you are watching it. Even if you're watching with earphones and in your room, it's in the house. So please take care of the content that's in the house. And second, if you meditate in the morning, get your children to sit with you for 5 minutes. These are the times to do these little things together. Sit with the children to meditate, teach them affirmations. Even 4-year-old children can do these affirmations. I have so many children who are connected, who are doing these affirmations. They will remind you on the dining table, okay, mama, papa, we haven't done our affirmations before our dinner. So they connect them with you. They Children are very easy to mold and adapt, and they get very excited about these little things. And when they do this, they will never get scared before an exam, because they will put an affirmation throughout the year. I'm calm, I'm stable, I'm fearless, I'm energetic, I'm focused, I'm concentrated, success is certain for me. Exams will come and exams will go, but they will sail through it, absolutely sail through it with ease and dignity. So just our lifestyle habits become our children's lifestyle habits. So we just have to focus on ours. So let's take a minute of silence only just before we leave, and just visualize here a point of light in the center of the forehead. It's the energy center, and create a thought. I am a powerful being, calm and stable. I am fearless. My body is perfect and healthy. Vibrations of purity, peace, and power radiate from me to everyone. Everyone's mind becomes strong, healthy. I radiate gratitude and blessings to everyone who's out there taking care of the world. God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around me. I'm safe, I'm secure. My world is safe and secure, protected. Together, we're creating a beautiful world. Om Shanti. Thank you. Shukriya.
Thank you, Sister Shivani. I can feel the difference in my state of mind now versus now and before. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Om Shanti.